All right, 2018 trade deadline. Let's get it.
All right, so I was just talking about how it's probably going to be quiet for the Lakers. They weren't going to do anything, and then bam, Lakers have traded away Jordan Clarkson and Larry Nance Jr., and in exchange, we are getting Isaiah Thomas, Channing Frye, and a top three protected first round draft pick from the Cavaliers. So this is actually a really good trade, and probably the biggest thing that the Lakers tried to do and made it pretty obvious that they wanted to do is have cap space for this upcoming free agency. And now they're in a position to have that cap space. They got rid of Jordan Clarkson's contract, which was actually not bad, but it was taking up a lot of the space. And they were able to do this without actually having to give a draft pick in return, which a lot of people predicted would be necessary for them to get rid of a contract. And the reason for this is because the Lakers really made it obvious what their plans were. And so, really, they didn't have much leverage, making it obvious that they wanted to get rid of these contracts. But for some reason, the Cavs decided that instead of asking for a draft pick in return, they would give a draft pick in return. So this is actually really good. First off, they get rid of contracts, and now they are able to have that cap space to be able to sign possibly two max contracts. Second, they get
Channing Frye, who
would help with our spacing. And obviously, we get Isaiah Thomas, probably the best player in this trade. And we've seen throughout history that the team that gets the best player usually wins the trade. And obviously, Isaiah Thomas hasn't been playing as well as he has last year when he was MVP candidate. He's coming off a hip injury. We don't know if he'll ever be the same again. So that is a risk. But the thing is, both these players are on expiring contracts. So after this season, their contracts are off the books. So even if Isaiah Thomas ends up being like trash, it doesn't matter. The Lakers can get rid of him. And if he ends up balling out, hey, we have a star in our hands. Then that's a good problem to have, whether we decide to sign him again or trade or even just let him walk if that's the case. So it's actually a win-win for the Lakers. And some may say, well, you might have lost Jordan Clarkson and Larry Nance for nothing if everyone walks. Well, not really. First, we got the draft pick back, so we didn't lose him for nothing. And I feel like they were going to do that anyways, whether they were going to try to get the cap space no matter what. Maybe if they waited, they would have had to attach a draft pick that they had. So this is actually a really good deal for the Lakers. Yeah, and the Cavs just blew up their roster. I'm not really sure what they're trying to do now. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. But for the Lakers, absolute great deal. And Lonzo's injured right now, so we can definitely use Isaiah Thomas. And when he does return, Lonzo Ball returns, they can play together. We can use two playmakers. Isaiah Thomas has, or at least his agent has stated, he's not coming off the bench. Isaiah Thomas already talking, and that's probably why they traded him too. He was talking a lot about how like the Cavs didn't respond well to adversity and how they weren't good teammates or something like that. I don't even know. He even called out Kevin Love, so he's talking, and now even before he gets to the Lakers, he's already making demands. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I think he can play together with Lonzo. Lonzo, unselfish. He can play off ball. You know, he's just gonna get the ball, pass it ahead, and then Isaiah Thomas, can attack basket, kick it out. The problem is on the defensive end. Isaiah Thomas is what 5'9". Anyone can shoot over him. He's not the best defender. Not really good, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it works out. But offensively, I think he'll be really good to have another playmaker, alongside Lonzo. And we've desperately needed another playmaker. Brandon Ingram has stepped up to that role and has done a pretty good job. But I think it's best for our team if someone else is doing the playmaking. Brandon Ingram has been asked to score, and also he's been asked to guard the best player. The other game he was guarding Russell Westbrook, so I think it's best if someone else is doing the playmaking. He can focus on the defense, focus on scoring, and doing other things. Now, unfortunately, we had to give up Jordan Clarkson and Larry Nance. Probably the two most expendable. Julius Randle was also in the talks, rumors, but he's been playing really well. I am going to miss Jordan Clarkson. He's also been very consistent throughout his years. I actually enjoyed his game very much. He's been one of my favorite Lakers. When we started rebuilding, that first, 2014, when we actually were in the lottery, we drafted Julius Randle and Jordan Clarkson. But that year, Julius Randle got injured. Out of nowhere, Jordan Clarkson started playing well. He made the All-NBA first team. So really, he was like the first young player of our rebuilding era to actually do pretty well. And so congrats to him. He's going to a good team in the Cavs. Probably will make the finals. And same with Larry Nance. He's been very professional player, does all the right things. He plays defense. He was probably our best defender. So we're going to really miss that. Obviously, he made some highlight plays, and he's going to be in the dunk contest, and it's going to be hard to watch him in the dunk contest not wearing a Laker uniform. But I think the Lakers made a deal that overall will benefit the Lakers in both the short term and the long term. So I'm happy. I was going to be happy if nothing happened. I thought that would be the Lakers' best move to just stay put. But, this is better, in my opinion. We'll see what happens. Even if it turns out that both Isaiah Thomas and Channing Frye are terrible players, this is what the Lakers wanted. They wanted cap space. They wanted flexibility this offseason to attract free agents. And the Lakers have been playing much better. We've been winning the past few games. I think the league is starting to take notice. They're noticing the moves that the front office is making. They notice Luke Walton, what he's doing with the team. So this is a different Lakers than has been presented in the past. So I think we have a better chance at signing free agents this offseason. Hopefully, I really hope Paul George comes to the Lakers. He recently stated that he's happy in OKC, but that doesn't mean he's not coming to LA. And I thought that was really interesting that he went out of his way to mention LA. I don't know, he was probably asked something about LA, but in the quote, he just mentions LA out of nowhere. So I don't know. I think it's a really good possibility, and maybe LeBron comes too. I don't really care about LeBron coming to the Lakers. I just really want Paul George, and they don't actually have to use all that cap space this offseason. Maybe they want to save it to 2019, try to get a Klay Thompson or a Kawhi Leonard. And if not, I hope this isn't the case, but the worst case scenario, we just rock with our young guys for the next couple years. You see Julius Randle, he's doing well. Ingram is butting into a star. See what Lonzo has done in his first couple games already, making an impact. So bright future for the Lakers. I'm happy. this is a move in the right direction.
So let me know what you think, and that's about it. I'm out. Like show!